doing? Hope you gonna have an awesome day today. Arrowverse, your favorite DQ. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe. Oh yeah, to go ahead push the bell for notifications also you can get the scoop of my newest upcoming videos. Alright everybody, we got some troubling news right now of what's going on. James Gunn sounds off on really lazy superhero movies and bad third acts. There's no rhyme or reason to what's happening on screen. Alright, so basically, I'm going to clarify this. The DCU, James Gunn's DCU, is not working. I mean, it's collapsing slowly by himself ever since he became co-CEO of Warner Brothers. We'll get into it, and I'll tell you guys if he can actually save it or not. He actually has a few upcoming movies that are coming out, but the thing is that he believes that they won't do too well. Besides his Batman Brave and the Bold, it may do well, but his Superman one, he's really disappointed at it. So he was actually on Inside You podcast when he spoke about this as well. James Gunn agreed during a recent interview on Inside You, the podcast, that there are too many superhero movies and television shows. Gunn is the new co-boss of DC Studios, aka Warner Brothers, alongside with Peter Safran, and he assured fans that the company will not overextend itself with its content as it begins to launch a new DC universe that includes Gunn, Superman Legacy, and more. So that's his baby right now. That's his project. He's working on a Superman Legacy movie at the moment. It goes on to say, what James Gunn brings out to light, we're going to be very careful with the product that we put and making sure everything is as good as it can possibly be, Gunn said. Well, the sheer volume of superhero content is a problem. Gunn stressed that lazy storytelling is a much bigger issue facing the genre at the moment. So right now he's trying to blame the directors and the script writers. Basically, he saw the rough drafts, the scripts and stuff, and he thinks that basically it's crappy work that they're actually doing. He believes that Marvel actually knows what they're doing in a better place when they made TV shows, when they made movies, especially the Avengers, Spider-Man, Venom, you name it, especially his own 3 movies, which was Guardians of the Galaxy Part 1, 2, and 3. He goes on to say, people have gotten really lazy with their superhero stories, Gunn said, and they have gotten to the place where, oh, it's a superhero, so let's make a movie about it, and then, oh, let's make a sequel, because the first one did pretty well, and they aren't thinking about why is this story special? What makes this story stand apart from other stories? What is the story at the heart of it all? Why is the character important? What makes this story different that it feels a need for people to go see in theaters? So one of the reasons why this scripts for the new movies that are coming out, the reason why he says it's lazy and awful, like the stories he's read, is because the writers are on strike right now. The writers are on strike because one of the reasons why they're getting unfairly paid. And so, oh yeah, upshot news, the Batman Part 2 the script writers are actually in motion pictures right now as we speak, which is good news for the Batman Matt Reeves, but that doesn't really tie in with DC's universe, James Gunn's DC universe though. Gunn continued, people have gotten a little lazy, and there's a lot biff buff pow bam stuff happening in movies, and I'm watching third acts of superhero films where I really just don't feel like there's a rhyme or reason to what's happening. I don't care about the characters, and they've gotten too generic. Apologies. A solution to the problem is having very different genres within the larger superhero movie genre, as opposed to this sort of middle off-road type of genre and tone that so many superhero movies have. Before I go on and proceed, I just want to say this. He's making empty promises, James Gunn. Basically, he's all over Twitter, all over Instagram. It's huge, big hype. He's posting out. Do you think that, let's just say this, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Hemsworth brother, do you think he'll be a really good Superman? He keeps on teasing people with these fictional fan theories and what they think about it. I'm like, why are you actually teasing people? DC is supposed to be confidential with their movies and their cast, and basically you're supposed to keep it from the public, from not even knowing. There are leaks and stuff, but you're the co-CEO of DC and Warner Brothers. You should keep that to yourself and stop, I guess you could say, trying to promote your own DC universe that's actually failing at the moment, and you acknowledge it now. You stopped tweeting about those type of posts recently as well. I like very serious superhero movies, and I like comedic superhero movies. Um, any comedic ones in DC? I'm not entirely sure because DC stands for Detective Comics, and DC, well, actually, what it really stands for is Dark Comics. I'll get into that probably like later on in another video. Gunn said, I like ones that are murder mystery, but it's with superheroes. Of course, like the Batman or Batman movies. I like to see these different types of stories as opposed to seeing the same story told over and over again. And Gunn and Safran's new DC universe will span film, television, and video games, meaning he wants some of his movies to be in video games, which most likely won't happen because basically the only DC movie that actually made it to video games was Christopher Nolan's Batman, and I will get into Christopher Nolan itself in a moment. So in addition to Superman Legacy, his baby, James Gunn, which is writing and directing the new universe, DC Universe film slate will also include Supergirl, World of Tomorrow. They're thinking of replacing Sasha from the Flash movie. They don't want her to be the Supergirl anymore. They're thinking of casting Melissa Bennett. I know, Supergirl from the CW show. They're thinking of casting her. Okay, and Batman, the Brave and the Bold, the latter of which will be directed by the Flash Helmer, Andy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Andy will probably do good, but I don't think Andy would. So, the reason why I don't think Andy will be a good director for the Brave and Bold, and the reason why he may inevitably fail is because I don't think Andy knows exactly what he's doing. I mean, he's gotten two things wrong. Michael Keaton, he shouldn't have been inside the movie. Well, he should have been like the last person inside the movie instead of George Clooney and stuff. Because basically what James Gunn is saying, people are being lazy. That was lazy script writing right there. It should have actually been Christian Bale. Yeah, Christian Bale should have been there, or Christian Bale should have taken Michael Keaton's place as Bruce Wayne. Other than that, what I think about the Brave and the Bold, I believe that, well, the thing is, Zack Snyder, his movies are still out in the DC universe. They're closing in now. I mean, like the superhero franchise of Zack Snyder's verse. So, in order to save James Gunn's DC universe, I'd say that he needs to come up with the Green Arrow movie starring Steve Amell to bring him back. And also, he needs to bring back, let's just say that, Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan has to direct The Brave and the Bold. Batman the Brave and the Bold. That's the only two people that know exactly how to direct Batman movies, Batman fight scenes, cinematic, and their story monologues, story loads, is Zack Snyder and Christopher Nolan. Because let me tell you this, Nobody want to touch Batman or make another Batman movie. They're really afraid to after Batman Robin came out with George Clooney and Chris O'Daniel and stuff. Uh, they're scared to because Batman is supposed to be a dark, basically one of the dark DC films with inside the universe, the multiverse. So after that, they had like a little backlash. The only entertaining person that was actually in it was Arnold, because Arnold as Dr. Freeze, Mr. Freeze, he was the only one that made the storyline of Batman and Robin actually enjoyable to watch. It was only a family friendly movie basically. After that, there was severe backlash from it. A lot of people didn't even like that movie. No directors touched a Batman movie after that. They had some ideas, but they're like, we messed up big time. We messed up with the Batman fans making this type of movie. So they called in Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan pulled out his series, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises, starring Christian Bale. Christian Bale will always be the best Batman there is. In comic book wise, that'll be Ben Affleck's Batman. Other than that, that's what I believe. In order to save his DC universe, if he still wants to, he needs to bring Christopher Nolan back, and also Stephen Amell as Green Arrow in the Green Arrow movie, where Stephen Amell, he did mention about like wanting to be starting HBO Max's new TV series or even inside the DCU as Green Arrow, because he said he's the only one that could actually fill that role and embody the Green Arrow and Oliver Queen. I think that's true. He should. What do you guys think about this whole scenario situation? Do you guys think that James Gunn will continue failing the DC universe, or do you think that he'll get fired, or will he actually bring a few cards up his sleeves to make the DCU better by bringing out some real directors and real script writers that will actually make the films more enjoyable and bring his new DCU vision to life? Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys are new, subscribe to the channel as always, and yes, of course, I'll see you all in the next one.